This morning, I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit touching for some people. Some people might find it.
Don't you do that every morning? Though?
Yeah, I don't know why I keep on warning people, but it is what it is. I guess I thought
Yeah,
I
I
got to
know.
throw the disclaimer
You got
out
a
there.
disclaimer. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong.
I just want to say that before I even start this conversation, I'm going to make it clear that nothing is absolute. We all know that we are not speaking about everybody, but I'm going to be giving you specific instances based on what has been going on in the news. Now, I personally, like I said, because of this morning show, and I must say big ups to Uno, because Uno forcing me to pay more attention to the news, because I personally have kind of ignored it because I find the news very, very depressing, and if I follow it up, I'm going to jump off at really high places and hurt myself. So I definitely I particularly don't enjoy the news at all. I really don't. But I do it because I understand that you guys want the information, and for the good of all of us, information is always a good place to start because it helps us to know what's going on and what we can do about it. Now, I've been realizing in the last maybe I'd say a month that I've been seeing something recurring in the news, and I'm wondering what's going on. I'm talking specifically about these church leaders that are being brought up for sexual assault charges with minors in their congregation. I'm not speaking about the ones who have adultery with them church members, against their spouses, which we all know is happening. I'm talking specifically about cases of child molestation and sexual assault on children. That is what I'm referring to. I would say children, just to be clear, we're talking about people under the age of 18. And in a lot of the cases, it's way under the age of 18. Now, there are different news items that come up, and just looking at some of them across, at top of the list, there are cases where they have molested. There's a specific case that was reported in the Jamaica Observer where pastor molested his 9-year-old boy. There are cases where, little girls are raped by their parents' pastor. And, it goes on and it gets a lot more horrific. And I'm wondering, is it a case where these occurrences are just now being reported, or is it that is it worse than we think and there's a lot more cases that are not being reported? Because obviously we cannot talk about the things that are not being reported, but we can't assume that just because they're not being reported, they're not
it's not
happening.
happening.
So this morning I want to take a look at that. I wonder how you feel about it. There's a specific case in Florida where the judge has ruled that the convention, a Florida Baptist convention, was ordered to pay the pastor's sex abuse victim $12.5 million. I want to find out from you as a member of that congregation or a member of a congregation, if your pastor is charged with something like this, do you think it is the responsibility of the church to pay requisite settlements, or what's your take on it? We want to talk about that this morning because I've noticed something, and again, this is a subjective situation, but I've noticed that people put their pastors on pedestals. Like, them pastors can't do no wrong. I was party to a conversation where I hear a lady talking about some girl in our church who got pregnant out of wedlock and what must happen to the girl. And nobody done chat to me, but me just backside fast, right? I could have hear her. So I said, so it's who get her pregnant? She stopped talk. Then she goes, he's a man and he has needs. I said, well, hold up. Whoa, hey.
Wow.
Is he married? You know what I mean? So, is the pastor get her pregnant? But the pastor is a man and he had needs, and it's just his needs take over his body and cause him to do what he did and get the unmarried girl who is not married to pregnant, but she must be held responsible because she is an unmarried woman and she should not be engaging in those kind of things. But the pastor, if just
Despite this man is a man of the Lord.
No, but he's a man, and man has I don't even know what. I can't even explain the craziness. But the point is, people put their pastors on pedestals. Says that, listen, once isn't it reverend this? No matter what the reverend do, even if it is abusing a little girl or having adultery or having several relationships with the choir members, is a pastor, so he can do what he does. He's the exception to the rules. So I want to talk about that this morning because I think
Nice.
it's
All right.
a nice elephant in
Sounds
the room
interesting.
that we are
Sounds like
not
we
addressing.
don't have to argue this morning because you know the 2 hours stand on them situation here. So, but it's sad. It's sad that church payers, or should I say the church is held responsible for their situation.
No, but that's what I'm saying. How do you feel as a member of the church with this pastor? Because I have personally seen items of news where the offenses are the members of the church come out and defend the pastor and say no, but he we are forgiving him, so he should not be put against he should not be subject to the law.
Wow.
He confessed and we forgave him. So
Wow.
he shouldn't have to go to jail and all of these things. That's ridiculous. Leave the pastor alone. He's only human. He made a mistake and we forgave him. I have actually see people come out and protest.
Yeah. Well, we have a few lines open. 877-320-5465. 877-320-5465. Link Up Radio. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello,
good morning. How
good
you
morning.
doing?
Yeah. But I'm not calling on that. I'm still waiting for you to call me back about the CD, Cynthia.
Cynthia, them not sending you a CD, Cynthia?
No, nobody never called me about my information. They took the number, but nobody never called me.
Zenmar have your information, man. He must send it the CD, man. Zenmar go send it. He must send it he must send it, man.
Yeah, but he didn't took my information. Nobody called me to get
Cynthia,
my
hold
information.
on. Cynthia, aren't you a lifer?
Very much, honey. For a couple
Okay.
years
When
already.
you purchase BioLife, don't they send it to your house?
Yeah.
You will get
You're right,
the CD,
yeah.
Cynthia.
But
All right?
he never called me back, though.
You will
about
get
it.
the CD, Cynthia. All right?
Okay, best up. Have a good day, y'all.
You too. Link Up Radio. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Father, morning section.
Morning.
The numbers are staggering, the amount of kids that are missing. Come on, when I was watching a program last night on that. And when it talks about the sex abuse, it will start with some of the parents, especially the women who see that their husband or them man who is not the child's father sex off the little girl them and turn a blind eye and like tell the little girl them that a lie them and tell her all the things there. It starts from there. That is one of the main problems on there with children's sex abuse. Where these women are turning a blind eye to the man and the mother in the house.
No, but we're talking specifically. No, we're talking specifically about the pastor, though. We're not talking about the situation, the stepfather. We're talking because I'm saying there's a lot of different cases being reported, especially in recent times, about pastors sexually abusing not just little girls, sexually abusing the minors in them church, children in them church.
Yes, and the church tried to shield them.
Exactly.
Right,
so that is what I'm saying. So I'm saying, as a member of that church, don't you think you have a responsibility to not stand behind your pastor and protect the child? Shouldn't the child be the one that we're trying to protect?
Absolutely, but section, you must remember, these pastors have these people so brainwashed that how can a pastor look at you and tell you, section, that you must give him 20% of your salary every week?
Look here, sir, no. No, how I feel about that something. So me, section is not an option.
All right,
No.
but if you can't do that, then you can't tell him, have you so brainwashed that you have him, like you said, on a pedestal, that he can do no wrong. You're exactly right about that.
Yeah, right. So that is what I'm saying because there's a case this morning. There's a case where a Florida Baptist convention was ordered to pay the victim that the pastor abused $12.5 million. And I'm saying you are true offering in that church there, and you're offering have to pay for this man.
That's crazy.
That's craziness.
That's crazy. Caller, thank you so much. We have to go take a break right now. All right? If you want hold on or you want call back, which one? You want hold on? All right, there you go. It is Link Up Radio 93.5. Boy, the break I run kind of. All right. You know what? Let's take this break. When we come back, the phone lines are locked right now. 877-320-5465. 877-320-5465.
We're talking about the influx of reports where we are noticing that church leaders, pastors, are being brought up with sexual assault charges, especially amongst young people like children, minors. And, asking Oops, asking a question this morning. What do you think about that? Is it a case where this has been happening for a while and people are just reporting it, or is it some sort of increase in the amount of cases that are coming up, or better yet, what do you think about the idea that the church has to pay the legal judgments on behalf of the pastor whenever they get caught in these situations? Want to know also, what do you think about the case where churches are saying, listen, we make a mistake, him talk to about it, we say we forgive him, we're going to, leave him up to the Lord, and so they don't have to face the judgment of human beings, because we're not supposed to judge anyway, right? If you want to call us this morning and let us know what you think about this discussion, just give us a call. 877-320-5465 is the number. 877-320-5465. Want to remind you also that you can listen to us online at linkupradio.com, and all you need to do to see us in studio is click on the Ustream link.
Simple as that.
877-320-5465.
877-320-5465. That's the number for you to join in on the conversation. Link Up Radio. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sexy and Fata. How are you guys?
Good morning.
Good,
Very
good.
good. Very good.
You Sexy and you want me a call.
Oh, okay.
All right, that thing with the pastor has been going. That's nothing new. And I heard you earlier when you were saying something like $10, but a 1/10 of your salary they want. And let me highlight you a little further. There, in some churches here, there are ATM machines in the church.
You are kidding me. Is that ATM in the
I could take it to
church?
Long Island and show the ATM
Oh
machine in
my
the church.
goodness.
Long Island.
Don't you
I'm
have
not
to make a
kidding you.
daily quota with an ATM? You don't just put ATM in places. There is an ATM in the... You guys are kidding. No,
Sexy, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna put it on
No,
and
real
show the
talk.
For
ATM.
real?
She's telling the truth.
And listen to God.
OMG.
So you can't tell the pastor.
So you can't even tell the pastor saying I'm not cash for him, say go on outside in the corridor right there, I'll wait. You
So
got
true.
to be joking. For real. No,
It's
for the joke
true.
aside,
And if it's not your bank,
Real
ATM
talk.
machine, you have to pay for it. You have to pay a fee if
You
it's
have
not
to pay
your
a fee. I
your
know.
capital one.
I know,
And
they
if the
don't
ATM
just
is not
stop
capital one, you have to pay a
ATMs
fee.
anywhere. Oh my
Yeah, as long as it's not your bank, you have to pay a fee.
And the truth, chat, man.
Oh, all right. Well, I have learned something new this morning. I can't believe it. I know.
All right, that's a deal. I promise I will take it there and show you that
No,
they,
all right.
they have
No,
ATM
man,
machine
I
in
would-
church,
I
and they
would
want
love to
1/10
see
of your
the
pay.
ATM in-
And not
in-
only that, after they get the 1/10, if they have other services, they want you to contribute
Come
to
on,
them.
man. You know the church building fund. Come on, man. The church building
And the
fund. has to
pastor
be
have a Mercedes Benz and him live nice. And him pass it on the road and splash you up and you have to take bus and pay the other one.
So that means that say some people, the members they might take bus and the pastor roll in a Benz. Say there's something to this pastor thing. I wonder, what does it take to become a pastor? Me chat enough, maybe me can do it from a pulpit. You can see we can.
Yo, thank you so much for calling and sharing with us this morning, all right?
Thanks a lot,
All right.
Booms.
877-320-5465. 877-320-5465. That's the number to join in on the conversation. Now, man, a real talk, man. Real talk. I mean, come on, think about it. If the church can pay back, what, $12 million?
No, man. Something
ATM, man.
in it, man.
Small something that, man. Yeah.
No, but for real though, I remember, I don't remember, one of them passed church something that they on TV, me I flip through, and the camera spanned the crowd, and me stop and said, oh, hold on there, they're not, how much people in the building there? The camera do the wide shot and go around, so.
Yeah.
You watch some rock star concert in some big, when you watch Jay-Z at Madison Square Garden, and then do the pan camera, so. And the people, the place just full of people. I'm like, so, then how much offering them collect? So I start thinking about offering, and I said, then if all of them people are throw $10, then how much money them collect? Because I remember my girlfriend invited me to church, my Christian friend, right? So I said, all right, I'm going to go to church with her. When I met at the church, I noticed that behind the pulpit, they have a thing on the wall, where them draw a thing on the wall, and on top of it, it's like a ruler. On top of the ruler, it's a $100 million. And then there's an indicator that stops somewhere between $30 and $35 million. Go up in $5 million increments. 5, 10, 15, 20, then reach 100 at the top.
Yeah.
So I start asking, I say, so what that for? Yeah, man, them trying to collect $100 million by the end of the year. I say, for the what?
Wow.
Them have some project or something them I work on. I say 100 million. I say then the offering, then people say throw offering till they reach 100 million. Like seriously? Like that, like and she was like, yeah, but somebody said there's a separate offering for that. She said, yeah, that different offering. The offering they know, you carry that separate from the other, from the the offering when them sing the song and send on the basket. And them sing over the chorus 100 times. And someone say, and another time, Jesus is there. And them clap and the choir go on and the drum beat and the guitarist play and the offering plate I go on a couple times. Yeah, that's a separate offering.
There you go.
I say then I need to be in a business and me can collect $100 million for the year. Me need to do that. That's a good business, But I like that business there. No man, it's serious. That's a money thing.
877-320-5465. 877-320-5465.
And then don't pay tax.
Yeah. A lot of them are tax exempt. Yeah, man.
No, sir.
Yeah, at the end of the day, listen, everybody have to answer, So
I'm just saying. It's, Yeah, you know what? Hey, good morning.
Are you choose to come to radio show, radio host?
That may I say, that me need to make some adjustment. Go flex with Jesus and him friend them. Serious.
The phone lines are open. 877-320-5465. 877-320-5465. Link up radio. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, my morning.
Look on me, look on you. Hallelujah, sister. Praise the Lord, brother.
He's just trying to be funny. Link up radio. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
I'm online.
Yes,
You
are
are.
live.
Go
Yes.
ahead, you're
This is
live.
the radio station.
Okay. My comment is this. When the churches go into business for the wrong reason, that's the issue. But I hear Sexy and said something about, when she see the camera and a lot of people. That's what the whole purpose of, having a church is. There are people out there searching for something. They're searching for something to stand for. And there's nothing wrong with a lot of people or big churches. It's when they collect the money and they don't use it back for God's use. When you go to a Jay-Z concert, you have to pay $75, $200, whatever for the ticket. What do you think them a billionaire? Nothing wrong with people throwing offering. If you understand the whole knowledge of why
I was
you have
just
to contribute
commenting
to
about
God's
the number
work,
of people that
it's a
were
different
there.
thing.
I didn't say a thing about wrong or right. I was just commenting about the size of the audience, which was, I didn't realize that it was so many people could even hold in a church building, because that.
Well, you know what? There are churches, and I'm glad there are churches to hold a lot of people, Section, because there's souls out there. You have to understand that there's two kind of wars going on, and just as I don't want to get religious or whatever, but there's demonic spirits out there that's trying to claim souls, and there's God trying to claim souls. So I don't see nothing wrong with big churches if they use the money or whatever contribution, offering, tithes, whatever, for the right reason, give it back to the community is nothing. When Prophet throw his parties and charge money to go in, that's money right there. There's a lot of people in the parties. I mean, so what? People are supposed to go to church and contribute, but it's the pastors to be held accountable. Unfortunately, there are churches that's in for the money, but there are churches that's actually in for good reasons. So don't, condemn all churches or say there's something wrong with a lot of people or big churches or money. That is their duty. If you can go to a party and spend money, if you can go to a bar and spend money, if you can go to a Jay-Z concert and spend money, nothing is wrong with going to church and throwing your offering to God. It's up to the pastor or the church to what they want to do with it, and they will be held accountable when they meet the Lord. As I said, I don't want to be like religious, but you have to kind of look into it like that. Don't hold.
So let me ask you a question. As a person of in the church or whatever the case may be, right now, pastor gets into situations, whatever it may be, and have to pay back. The church have to pay back lawsuits and such forth. Do you agree with that?
I'm not saying that I agree with it. I feel as if someone called before and said there is a law, and unfortunately,
You know, the court of law is not necessarily that it's a court of justice. You know what I'm saying? The court of law is just by the law. I think he should be held accountable by the law, whatever the law say, and then he will be held accountable to God. I'm not the judge. If the church want to pay back, that's on them. That's their retribution, that's fine. However, that has nothing to do with what God's work is intended to be on earth as far as the church. I feel and I know all pastors, whether it's big, small, or indifferent, will be accountable. They will be accountable. Trust me, they will be accountable. And that's just my comment. You know, we have court. If a pastor does something that's unlawful, whether they're in the church or not, they should be held accountable by law. And if the church want to hold them accountable, they should hold them accountable. If they want to pay by retribution, that's fine. But believe me, they will be held accountable. That's just my comment on the whole topic.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks for the
Link up
call.
Yeah. Link up radio. Hello. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, man. You're live.
Hello.
Okay. Listen, this is the situation. I was a leader in the church myself. I wasn't a pastor, but I was a elder in the church. And according to my study, when you are a leader, you are subject to more temptation than the other people. Remember, you are leading the congregation. So, you know, when this pastor go and do that, you know, he is not disciplined. You know, and it is unfortunate what is happening, but you are seeing it all in all churches. People used to just condemn Catholic priests and this priest and all them kind of thing, but they do not realize that when they are a leader leading the congregation, you are subject to temptation. The devil is going to play you. Remember, the devil is a doctor. You know, and it's on people is deviating from the subject really about tithes and all them kind. The church got to support itself. The lights have to stay on. No, nobody arguing with that. But when a leader go and do these type of demonic things, what does it say about him?
What does it say?
You understand?
What does it say?
That is all the comments I have to make.
Okay. All right.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man. Link up radio. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good
Connecticut in the building.
CT. What's good? What's good, Connecticut?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I missed the number that you can listen in on the phone. What's the number again?
It's for everybody out there. If you'd like to listen on your phone, the number is 832 999 5465. That's 832 999 5465. Or you can listen.
Respect.
Or you can listen on the internet, linkupradio.com. That's linkupradio.com. Let me take one more before I have to take a break. Link Up Radio. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Father Diamond.
Morning.
Section, good morning.
Morning.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Section, Father, it's all the matter. It's the devil. The devil is money. Money is the root of all evil. Right? Because everybody is rich in this world. If everybody could afford what they could afford, you would have no crime. Right? So these people, them set the world away and bring in money. Right? That's why they not have it. Either you get in trouble to get it or something. So all them attack is all come down to money.
Money don't have nothing to do with that.
Money don't, but no,
Then
money
money
never hurt
when
nobody. Money never hurt anybody, sir. Money never kill nobody yet.
No. The
Money
point
never kill nobody yet, sir. It's
Money
people.
never-
People do it.
People.
No.
People.
We're not just sure say. It's money at the cost.
Boss,
Everything.
even if they
Because the key
never have
is
money,
that
people would
people
still
at
just
the
be
money account.
wicked. Virgin, people would just be wicked. Are people. Money don't have nothing
Money
to do
never
with
kill
it.
nobody yet.
Nothing whatsoever.
Section, if everybody could achieve what they want to achieve in life, there would be no crime.
Really?
That me I tell a section.
Really?
Yes, section.
Sir,
A
you have
joke,
some
a
wicked
joke, man.
people. You have some
Just
people who are just
people, exactly,
wicked,
just
and
wicked.
bad mind, and feel that certain people mustn't have, and it have nothing to do with their situation.
Yep.
And it's not money
Section.
drive them. A lot of all right, let me ask you a question. When a pastor look at a 9-year-old and sexually molest him, and money motivate him? Is money why him do it? Is who pay him to do it?
Exactly. Quiet.
That is not a money that make him do it. And the money make him do it.
Right.
What we need to do is to stop blaming other things and take responsibility for our action. That's what we need to stop doing. We need to stop blaming money don't hurt nobody.
No, let me ask you, Section. So why you account more of people in the church and account $10?
Well, first of all, I don't know why they hold on to that. I commented about the number of people in the church because I am never.
Well, the money are coming from
you asked me a question. Allow me to answer it. Allow me to answer the question you asked me, sir. I'm saying I commented on the number of people in the church because I have never physically been in a situation.
No, man, the money are talking, man. Stop trying to go, man. The money are talking. You see, here's your problem. You already came with an idea, and you don't want to know what we have to say. The money are talking.
Okay, since you're going to my brain, continue. Do you think?
Come on, Section. Go and clear that. You come to the people, and then you say, each of them put $10. How much money? The money account.
Because you clearly never hear the context. You never get the point of what I was saying. I was looking at it because the boy look like me in a wrong profession. It looked like me in the wrong profession to backside. You got to turn a pastor.
All right, good morning, everyone. I get what I say. I mean, it's kind of natural in business that the organization that you work for does hold some liability when there is any wrongdoing. For instance, if you work for a regular corporation, any business, whatever corporation you think about, if you are found guilty of sexual harassment, for instance, the government would hold not just the individual, but also the corporation
that they represent, right?
responsible for not only what they didn't know, but what they should have known. Is the way that the law was written. So I think in the instance of a church, that, the church has some liability. The church gets a lot of governmental benefits, as Shelly Ann was saying earlier. I mean, there's tax breaks, there's money involved, there's things. And so the church itself does have a responsibility for, especially a pastor. If the pastor, in many instances, pastors are employees. At my church, my pastor gets a salary and gets benefits because it is, it's a church with 2,000 plus members. People put tithes and offerings, so biblically it says that you need to bring 10% of your bill. So I mean, we bring in probably somewhere upwards of about $3 million a year. It's high. That's not offering. That's not offering. So the organization does have a responsibility to monitor what the conduct and most good pastors will not find themselves alone with a minor or a female. Most good pastors, I've had a pastor tell me many times he won't because there is that danger, there is temptation. So I mean, it's just being an adult, whether you want to call it God or whatever. There's just certain things that are common sense that you wouldn't do.
Yeah, but
whether you're past, whatever it is.
Yeah, but I mean, as a person in a certain position, I think the difficulty that a lot of persons are having is the way they see their pastors, and because they see their pastors in such a nice, shiny place, they can't imagine anything outside of great things happening from the pastor. But as a leader of any organization, there are just certain things that are going to be more scrutinized on you than for somebody else. So for example, you don't expect the person who runs such and such bank to be out drunk and making a mockery of themselves in public. And so that's just an example. Exactly. So the pastor is held in the same sort of esteem because, people look at pastors as like when they go home, they have a boardroom where they go talk to God himself, and them and God sit down and discuss the things, and God tell them where you go, and them come back and tell the church. So it's an important role. So whenever I see these situations of abuse and all that, it's not just about what they have done to the victim alone, is what it represents to everybody, because now what's the message? What are you saying?
Right. Well, I 2 points to respond to that. I think one, the way that we historically look at church is a big problem because people see church as a place where all the perfect people go. And not only is that right, but that's not biblical. If people are going to the church to get something, it's full of people that have issues. And the Bible clearly says, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So even the pastor is subject to sin. That's just the way the Bible was written. So nobody's perfect and nobody's exempt. My second point is that, if you put anything above God, you're going to have a problem. So, for instance, when that pastor got in trouble in North Carolina, I can't remember his name now, but the kids were actually calling him dad. And my answer was, where was the kid's father? Because my son better not be calling no pastor dad. he just better not. But so there is a part of that where the parents are responsible, because I don't care what pastor you are or what minister you are, there's certain amount of times that you're not going to be spending with my kids. I don't care. I'm the father, not you. You're a pastor. That's reserved for a different role.
Yeah, but there are some persons that give the pastor more say than the father. So there are some people that would say, you don't get to dictate what's best for the child. The pastor knows better.
And this is why, but again, that's not biblical. The Bible says that I am the priest of my house, not the pastor. The pastor might be leading a congregation, but the Bible says that as the man of the house, I'm in charge of my house. I'm the preacher. I'm the intercessor for my family. That's biblical. But see, a lot of people are not going to teach that. That's what the Bible says. So anything that happens in my family, I'm held accountable, not the pastor, because I'm the man of the house. So it has nothing to. If you're going to put the pastor in a position where he doesn't belong, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems, and that's that's the way it is. And this is why people have a problem with church, because they put men above God, and when you put men above God, men can do only one thing: fail. The only person that's not going to fail is God. But if you put a man in a position, he's going to fail you every time, because we're humans. So, that's my
thanks a lot for your call, man. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
All right.
All right, good.
Yeah, man, take
care. Yeah. Woo! What a morning so far.
Yeah, man, but you know how it is. This is a topic that will always spark people's interests, because the opinions are very passionate just because of what it represents.
True.
The church is a very big part of our culture still, even in 2014. There are some persons who, like myself, are not really into the church or around religion or whatever, but it is still very much a part of a lot of people's lives, and it's very important to them, and the leader of the church is also a part of their lives and very important to them, and whenever they act outside of what they're supposed to do, it affects not just the individual that they do it to, but it affects the entire congregation, because now persons start asking questions, and persons don't have the kind of trust as they used to have when this kind of thing happens, and now there are lots of conflicts back and forth. So I just say, at the end of the day, people, you are responsible for your own actions.
True.
And treat it like that. If you are going to do something, just know, say you will have to deal with whatever comes with doing whatever you're going to do. And as it relates to your children, it's your responsibility to protect them from anybody, including the pastor. It's your responsibility to protect them. So if you have any reason to suspect anything, don't ignore that. Don't ignore the feeling and say, oh, well, it's because it's Pastor Johnson. Pastor Johnson make you feel a certain way, deal with it as such. Because Pastor Johnson is a man too. He's a person. He's a human being.
Crazy. We continue on the internet, people. We continue on the internet, www.linkupradio.com. That's linkupradio.com. You can definitely listen to the show on linkupradio.com. Each and every morning, you can also watch live by going to the website and clicking on the Ustream link. Again, linkupradio.com, linkupradio.com.
Big
Log
up
on
to the
to
streamers this morning.
Yeah, man.
Kizzy Hurst and Cube 3434. They've been sending messages all morning. Big ups to you, and big ups to everybody who's watching and not sending any message. But when you send the message, we get to see your names, and we can big you up personally.
True.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you guys once more for tuning in to us, and big ups to our sponsors, of course.